G'day, Llew from Elgas here again. Today I'm going to talk about tips on buying property. So I've been a property investor for about 20 years and there's some things I've learned along the way, and I'm going to share you 5 things that I think are very important when buying property. So the first rule that I've got is do plenty of research. So understand the property you're buying. There's all sorts of ways you can research property acquisitions online. There's heaps of information these days. The second most important thing I think is to buy property that's got a reasonably high land content, and for me that means not buying units. I can see that over the last 20 years the capital growth that I've achieved on the high land content properties has been a lot better than the low land content properties. Next thing I look at, number 3, is to make sure the property produces cash flow income. And in this market in WA that is very achievable. There are a lot of properties out there at the moment that you can buy and rent out and actually make money week to week on them. Really important. The next thing to make sure of is that you don't buy the property in your own name. So if it's cash flow positive, that means it's unlikely to be a tax benefit offsetting against perhaps your wage and salary income or your business income. So don't buy the property in your own name. I use a separate trust for each property that I purchase so that things like land tax are reduced. You can stream income better between the trusts, and you've got, of course, the asset protection component. If something happens to you and you get sued, then your properties aren't at stake in any sort of ongoing proceedings. And the last thing that I do is, once you've got all that underway, is you give the property to a managing agent who's a professional. Really important that you have someone who understands the real estate laws, the Residential Tenancy Act, and what you are able to, how you're able to manage tenants effectively and make sure nothing goes wrong with that. And if you're busy like I am, you just don't have time to follow up with tenants and why they're not paying rent or do inspections and all that sort of jazz. So really thoroughly recommend a good property agent. They're my 5 tips. If you'd like to know more, please give me a call. Thank you.